Hello. So in the last video, you mentioned that how you have so much time to write so much test. Okay, don't you have a job or something? So why you are doing this? Okay, don't your employer fire you? Okay, so the thing that it is that I have same time as all of you guys, but I have a secret sauce that you guys may not know. Okay, and that one is ChatGPT. Okay, after the introduction of the ChatGPT, writing tests has never been easier. Okay, and this is the reason why that I develop a lots of tests, especially on the front end side, because I feel like ChatGPT can do a very good job. And although I generate a lot of tests, none of them is written by me, to be honest with you. Okay, so before going to do that, you may ask that what is the motivation to write this much of tests? Okay, first of all, if you are not doing tests, you are missing out big time, especially after the introduction of the ChatGPT. Because the test, after working so many years in this industry, I find out that the tests make your system much more reliable. Later, I'm gonna show you a case study. So as you know, I do a lot of tests. For example, this one is one of them that I show in the previous videos. This one is another one of them. But recently, I started to help a open source project, Keycloakify. So actually, these guys, they are really decent. I really like them. Okay, so to increase their test coverage. Okay, so in this case study, I find out that not only improving the test coverage. First of all, what is the motivation to help them to increase their test coverage? Okay, so this one is an open source project and everybody modifying it. Okay, so when you don't have tests, okay, especially in open source projects, okay, the possibility of making mistakes is a lot. Okay, there is no supervisor on top of you to tell you that what to do and what not to do, right? So you have a higher possibility to do mistakes. Okay, this is the first thing. And the test will shine when you do the things in a group rather than one person, rather than solo. Okay, hundreds of people, they are contributing, and you do it over a duration of the time. Okay, so for example, after 10 years, you are still doing the same thing. Okay, so because you forget something, okay, the guy resigned, so this kind of things. So when you have a test, you have cover. Okay, so in this test case scenario, I'm what I'm doing, that I'm writing tests, I'm increasing the test coverage for this one. So by doing so, what it happens is that I started to find some bugs, okay, that a normal human being will never find out, okay, because nobody is stupid enough to spend that tremendous amount of time to go and develop tests, okay. But now, thanks to ChatGPT, okay, you can easily develop tests, and when you can easily develop tests, so this kind of issues, it will happen, it will be solved. So this one is a Keycloakify, first of all. So you see, they have a lot of components. So I started some of my new things is already in the production. Okay, so it means is already in the page. But recently, I found out a bug inside the Keycloakify, that it is a very small bug. Okay, so it is just a teeny tiny bug. It means that we have to render the thing, for example, with the HTML. So we have to render a HTML code, but in reality, for example, we are rendering it with, for example, a string. Okay. So what happened is that a jargon is pop up. Okay. So if, for example, you are not, for example, somebody that, for example, you don't have this test in hand. Okay. What will happen is that some jargon like this, you just push it to the production, right? But thanks to the ChatGPT and automating and helping the things makes faster, now these things is no longer an issue. Okay, so this is the reason that I like this. Okay, so yeah, so this is the thing. I think if you guys interested, I can show you in another, for example, tutorial or something like that. That how I code test with ChatGPT. Okay, and how I try to achieve 100% test coverage. So I think the Keycloakify is a very good scenario for this. Okay, so maybe, for example, if you guys interested, we can do that together. And before I end, okay, so I give one last thing, like, for example, like Steve Jobs. Okay, another reason that I love tests in nowadays is that because I generate lots of, for example, code with the ChatGPT. And what will happen is that if you guys know, for example, when you generate codes with ChatGPT, he hallucinates, right? So this is the reason that another reason that I like to write tests in these days. Okay, because when you have a test, if you hallucinate, you can find it out. Okay, especially for example in storybooks, for example with a storybooks test runner, those kind of things. Especially you can do test coverage, for example, you can do run for example automated tests, those kind of things. So it is become very easy. But when you do that, okay, for example if you, especially in the UI, because nowadays we have the test runners and those kind of things. So for example, even in the UI also, for example, you use the ChatGPT to generate the thing, and both generate the code and the test. And with the test, you can make sure that he does not hallucinate. Okay. Beside that, you increasing the test coverage, after that open source, all those blah blah blobs that everybody know. This one I think is more a new case. Okay. So because we are generating codes, if you don't have tests, you are not sure that he's hallucinating and shipping a junky code and this kind of things. So yeah, that's all. So okay, anything, please let me know, guys know. By the way, I'm in Upwork. For your next project, if you need a freelancer or something, you can let me know. I have a lot of affiliation link down there also. So if you need, please use them. So you guys help me to don't die of hunger. Thank you. Have a good day.